Well, here we are, guys, for another game news roundup. These news roundups are not ones I'm excited to record, but I figured I should report on this. This is big, really big gaming news. As I'm sure most of you have seen, Microsoft is laying off as many as 9,000 employees, which I believe is about 4% of its total workforce, including layoffs at its Xbox division, which is seeing cuts across the board. Most studios, we have heard at least some layoffs have happened. Some studios we haven't heard anything from yet. Maybe they're safe. Possibly. Some are hit way harder than others. One being shut down, one being almost nearly half being laid off. Other ones getting big axes. Certain teams, certain games being canceled. And oh boy. At the time of this recording, we have heard nothing from Halo Studios about layoffs. The Coalition, developers of Gears of War, Playground Games, we haven't heard anything about. Developers of the upcoming Fable game for next year, as well as Forza Horizon. Yeah. And I believe it's Infinity Ward and Treyarch don't have reported layoffs. We'll get to that in a moment, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's those are some of the teams. But yeah, so I've been updating this one article here as news has been breaking, because instead of Microsoft saying, here are the teams affected and here are the games exactly canceled and studios shut down, things have been drip fed by employees on LinkedIn and in emails sent to employees by Phil Spencer and Matt Booty. So this article has been slowly updated over the course of 10 hours at this point. So yeah, starting with a report from Bloomberg reveals Candy Crush developer King is laying off about 200 employees, which is about 10% of its staff. That, I believe, looks like one of the biggest companies hit, at least in terms of shared numbers laid off. Not percent, but sheer numbers laid off. 200 employees at Candy Crush developer King have been let go. And ZeniMax in Europe, as of this was done this morning, has begun informing employees of layoffs, according to people who asked not to be identified. So yeah, this article, again, as I said, I've been updating this for a while. It's been updated 12 times. It's 12 updates. Sources told Windows Central the marketing team at ZeniMax in London and Rockville, Maryland, in the U.S. have been hit with layoffs. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier is reporting Xbox has canceled Rare's Everwild, which was announced in 2019, and development on the game was reportedly a real mess in January 2022, although there have been some reports that development was getting better in recent months. Schreier is also reporting ZeniMax Online Studios MMORPG with the codename Blackbird has been canceled as well. That game has been in development since 2018. Yeah. Everwild has been confirmed to have been shut down, canceled. Call of Duty developers Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software have also been hit with layoffs, according to Insider Gaming. Producer Raven Software Josh Kahn has confirmed the studio also has been hit with layoffs. High Moon Studios, support studio on Call of Duty Warzone and other projects, has also been hit with layoffs as well. Blizzard also hit with layoffs. With reports claiming people working on Warcraft Rumble, the editorial team, quality assurance, customer service, and marketing have been let go. Which some of this has been confirmed by Blizzard president in an email sent to employees, which was obtained by Aftermath. Stated development on Warcraft Rumble is being scaled down to a live ops only phase, with sources claiming as many as 100 people have been let go on the Warcraft Rumble team, as well as others moving to other roles within Blizzard. So yeah, the Blizzard president, part of these changes we made during these part of these changes, we made the difficult decision to shift to a scaled down live ops only phase development for Warcraft Rumble, similar to our current approach with games like StarCraft 2 and Heroes of the Storm. Organization changes like this can be difficult to navigate, and our ability to adapt, stay focused, and weather the storms is testament to the strength and resilience of our teams, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We're still going, by the way. We haven't gotten to the biggest things yet. I mean, kind of those are big, of course. Those are all big. over, you know, up to 100 laid off at Blizzard, working on Warcraft Rumble, which I believe is a mobile game, as well as mobile game Candy Crush developer King being hit with layoffs. And Jason Schreier also has reported many Xbox subsidiaries are also getting hit with layoffs. One source claims that nearly 50% of Forza Motorsport developer Turn 10 has been let go. I mean, I am well aware that the recent Forza Motorsport did not perform very well. It wasn't received that great. I think it was the lowest rated Forza Motorsport game on Metacritic. So that's not, you know, that sucks. The Turn 10 does develop Forza Tech, the engine used in Forza Motorsport, as well as Forza Horizon and next year's Fable game. And some of this stuff has definitely been confirmed. Some of the big news here is Xbox Games Studio head Matt Booty, an email sent to employees obtained by Windows Central, has confirmed Perfect Dark and Everwild have been canceled, and developer The Initiative is being shut down. And several unannounced games have also been canceled. So, yes, Perfect Dark, which was announced, I don't remember, 2019, 2020, 2021? I don't remember. So somewhere around those years, right? Was announced then. It has now officially been canceled. And the developer on Perfect Dark, The Initiative, has been shut down. The game is also being in development by Crystal Dynamics. But before we move on, let's go to another article. These are reports. None of this is confirmed. But it does sound like Perfect Dark had a lot of developmental issues. It makes it sound like it was either never going to come out or it needed another 4 or 5 years or more. Which sounds crazy, but it's potential. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg basically just confirming that, yes, Perfect Dark has been canceled. Basically said Perfect Dark has been he called it a long, troubled project. Basically, Jason Schreier is definitely one of the most trusted people in gaming journalism. When he reports on something, it's most likely going to be true. He waited to report on the Perfect Dark cancellation and the initiative shutting down until there was confirmation. So usually when he reports on stuff, it's pretty accurate. An insider, Shinobi, over on Reset Era, claims Perfect Dark, the different part gameplay demo that was released last year at the Xbox Showcase in 2024, I believe, basically said it was mostly smoke and mirrors. My understanding is it was mostly smoke and mirrors, more of a target vertical slice in a tangible game. It's gone through a lot of problems. See, that just being a vertical slice instead of just being, oh yeah, this is the one part of the game that's done, we're still working on stuff, it's coming together. If that's just a vertical slice and maybe not even official gameplay, the game was still in pre-production. Which, speaking of which, another member on Reset Era, this is where we're getting to more, take this more with a grain of salt, but another member on Reset Era is claiming now that Perfect Dark has been canceled, I can freely say that the public showing last year was largely bunk. None of that was gameplay, and all Crystal Dynamics has been doing on the game is making exciting vertical slices with little to no foundation. I am not shocked at all that it got the axe. So if this is all true, I'm not surprised. Out of all the games getting canceled, that Perfect Dark was canceled. If it was going nowhere and it was just vertical slices from Crystal Dynamics and the Initiative, even though the Initiative had some big gaming veterans and stuff working at it, clearly the game, if this is true, again, remember, we don't know if this is true for sure, bad. The game really wasn't going anywhere in development, and potentially another, who knows, year or two of pre-production before we enter full production. It could have been 4, 5, 6 years away before it came out. I don't know, how much money would Microsoft have spent? I don't know. Like, I can see why it was canceled if this is all true. And also mentioning about Everwild being canceled, which has been developed by Rare. We got other news at Rare that a couple of veterans who've been at Rare since the 90s have left the company. Greg Miles, excuse me if I mispronounced his name, has been working at Rare for over 35 years, has reportedly left the company following the cancellation of Everwild. This is according to multiple sources who spoke with Video Games Chronicle. Video Games Chronicle, I believe one of the lead writers there. I believe he knows people who work at Rare, so this is most likely to be true. Males has been the director on Everwild since the team was restructured in 2021. Yeah, his first created game was 1990's Solar Jetman, so he's been in the gaming industry a long time. Also, welcome back, Emeralds. Yes, we are going over all of these major layoffs. Greg Miles, also helmed Donkey Kong Country, the Banjo series, Grab by the Goose, Viva Pinata, and more. He's also the creative director on Sea of Thieves and has worked on nearly 30 games at Rare over the years. Also, sources also claim executive producer Luis O'Connor, whose first game was Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64, will also be leaving Rare. Yeah, it's just, ugh. Yeah, this came out after the mass layoffs that were revealed and that Everwild was confirmed to be canceled. Also, it's ZeniMax Online Studios. Its president, Matt I'm really bad at pronouncing names. Matt. And he confirmed that he is actually leaving the company later this month. Whether this is to do with the layoffs from today, we don't know for sure. But considering this was announced today, probably. After more than 18 years leading ZeniMax Online Studios, I'll be stepping away later this month. The studio and the Elder Scrolls Online will be in great hands on the direction of new studio head Joe Burba, along with executive producers Susan Kath and game director Rich Lambert. Together, this leadership team has spearheaded many of Elder Scrolls Online's biggest ideas and expansions. Will continue to make this game something we're all proud of. While I won't be working on the game anymore, I'll be cheering you on and adding to thousands of hours I've already spent in game. So, yeah. ZeniMax Online Studios, again, they were working on an MMORPG since I believe it's 2018. That was canceled. They're still working on the Elder Scrolls Online. They're potentially working on other stuff, but we don't know. Because I believe their website mentioned they were working on Elder Scrolls Online and multiple other projects. Only one has been confirmed to be canceled. Yeah. So where were we with the main article here? Yeah, Matt Booty in an email sent to employees. Yeah, confirmed Perfect Dark and Everwild have been canceled. The developer of the initiative have been shut down, and several unannounced games have been canceled. Oh yeah, so here we go. Another report claims South of Midnight developer Compulsion Games has also been hit with at least some layoffs. Again, we don't know if it's just a few people have been let go or if a big chunk of the studio has been let go. We don't know. As well as State of Decay 3 developer Undead Labs has also been hit with at least some layoffs. Oh, and the quality assurance team at Minecraft developer Mojang has also reportedly been hit with layoffs. Yeah, that's across the board. Xbox, the classic, I'm not sure classic, but Xbox Game Studios teams. It's developers at Bethesda, ZeniMax. Most people refer to them as Bethesda. Activision Blizzard has been hit with layoffs. Also, a source has told Variety that every game that was shown during the Xbox Game Showcase last month is safe and will continue development. But of course, doesn't mean those studios didn't receive any layoffs. Potentially, some got some layoffs, as we saw. Couple of the 3-ish of the Call of Duty developers have seen layoffs. It sounds like Treyarch and Infinity Ward are okay at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Another new report. Another report that came out states that nearly half of the Xbox user research team has been laid off. This is a team that focuses on quality. Ensuring quality across Xbox games, the platform, and developer tools. The head of Xbox Family and Child Safety has also confirmed they have been laid off. Yeah, the head of Xbox Family and Child Safety laid off. Yeah, this is a lot of layoffs here across the board. Crazy. Oh, one thing I did not actually mention in this article because actually was not hit with layoffs. The Xbox hardware team apparently is fine. The team working on the next generation Xbox has not been hit. At least anything major. As something came out like, oh, yeah, they're good. They're good. All right, the development of the next Xbox is still moving along. Moving right ahead. And if you don't know, Microsoft had over 228,000 employees as of June 2024. And the entire Xbox division had around 20,000 employees as of January 2024. Again, we don't know how many have been laid off. Microsoft total, as many as 9,000 have been laid off. I think there's reports that less than half are coming from Xbox, which, wow. Less than 4,500 are being laid off at Xbox out of 20,000. Although I believe Blizzard is like 13,000 of that 20,000. So if any teams are going to be hit the most, I mean, then King had a lot, has 2,000. So like some of the teams that are going to be hit the most are the ones that are some of the biggest. Yeah, again, Halo Studios, developers of Halo, don't look like they've been hit, at least nothing yet at the time of this recording. Same with Gears of War developer, The Coalition. Playground Games, which is doing next year's Fable as well as Forza Horizon, seem to be okay. Nothing on Double Fine that I've seen yet. Another small studio that's releasing, I think it's The Keeper, later in October, November. Recently, then the last game they released was Psychonauts 2. Also, many years ago, my favorite game from them would be Brutal Legend. Also here, we got the memos from Phil Spencer and Matt Booty. So, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer in a memo sent to employees this morning. Today, we are sharing decisions that will impact colleagues across our organization to position gaming for enduring success, blah, 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 blah. Enduring success. We're going to lay off potentially thousands of employees today. Yay. I have respect for those impacted today. The specifics of today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders in the coming days. Oh, I missed that part today. Yeah. In the coming days. So potentially the teams I've said haven't been hit yet. Maybe they will be. We don't know. Also, it does sound like some studio leaders are doing better at informing their employees than others. Some employees are reporting that they've been locked out of their accounts, but they have not been notified if they've been laid off or not. They just probably have been. And other studios are coming out for releasing memos to their employees, doing a better job, being better leaders. Because it's not on them that these layoffs are happening. Most of these layoffs are likely coming from the top at Microsoft. Satya Nadella and other top executives at Microsoft who want Xbox, or Microsoft Gaming, entire brand, to be as profitable as every other division at Microsoft. And the only way to make it more profitable, despite other than increasing sales, is to do layoffs, to cut spending, which increases profit margins. All about the shareholders. If you don't know, Microsoft brings in over $20 billion most quarters in profits. Quarters. Per quarter. Every quarter. In profit. But no, they're doing these crazy layoffs. Yeah, this is getting to me just a bit. Just a bit. So apologies. Spencer continues. I recognize that these changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Our platform, hardware, and game roadmap have never looked stronger, but we're doing these layoffs anyway. It's probably coming from higher ups. Maybe some of it's coming from Phil Spencer as well, trying to like trim the fat. The success we're seeing currently is based on tough decisions we've made previously. Is it though? And yes, of course, gaming layoffs have happened across the board. Minus really Japan. Japan hasn't really seen much in the way of layoffs. Nintendo, we haven't really seen layoffs. We've seen layoffs at PlayStation, Ubisoft, I think Electronic Arts. You think about most of them. Take-Two has seen some layoffs. Like most of the big gaming publishers has seen at least some layoffs. But I think Nintendo's been one of the few that have been fine, that have been safe from doing any layoffs. Now, I remember when Nintendo was struggling. I've mentioned this in the past. I mean, not in this video. But when Nintendo was struggling, Satya... God, I'm having a brain fart. It's been such a long day. The CEO of Nintendo at the time took a pay cut instead of doing layoffs. And decided not to take their bonuses. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to see that here? Phil Spencer, the leadership at Xbox saying, all right, we're not going to take our $10 million bonus this year. So we don't do layoffs, or so we don't do as many layoffs, so we save as many jobs. When you're seeing people get, say, a $10 million bonus, it's 100 jobs right there, potentially more. Yeah. Anyways, where were we? We'll protect that as what's thriving. Prioritizing our opportunities is essential, but that does not lessen the significance of this moment. Simply put, we would not be where we are today without the time, energy, and creativity of those whose roles are impacted. Again, as Phil Spencer continued, these decisions are not a reflection of the talent, creativity, and dedication of the people involved. True, it's all about increasing profits. Our momentum is not accidental. It's the result of years of dedicated efforts from our teams. HR is working directly with the impacted employees to provide severance plan benefits aligned with local laws, including pay, healthcare coverage, and job placement resources to support their transition. So these people laid off will be getting some type of severance package and healthcare coverage. At least in the U.S., I guess. Most countries have universal healthcare, but not in the U.S. Employees whose roles were eliminated are encouraged to explore open positions across Microsoft Gaming, where their applications will be given priority review. So there are studios in Microsoft Gaming that are still hiring, despite all these layoffs. So they will be given priority. Current employees that are being affected, being laid off, will be given priority of working at other roles. Of course, it depends. Where are these other roles? Where do they live? Some could be moving pretty far. We don't know. Also, an email from Xbox Game Studio head Matt Booty. Xbox Game Studio is not all of Xbox. That excludes ZeniMax and Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. The rest of it is Xbox Game Studios. Halo Studios, The Coalition, Mojang, Playground, etc., etc. Following Phil's notes, so he sent an email out to employees. Following Phil's notes, I wanted to share more about the changes to the studio's business unit. So some of the stuff that was reported on was confirmed by Matt Booty. We made a decision to stop development of Perfect Dark and Everwild, as well as wind down several unannounced projects across our portfolio. If you don't know, it does happen a lot. Unannounced games getting canceled. That happens all the time. Some games, there's a very tiny team working on a game. It's unannounced, pre-production, and then they end up getting canceled. That happens quite often. But obviously, Booty continues, as part of this, we are closing one of our studios, The Initiative. So it sounds like the only studio being completely axed is The Initiative, at least at Xbox Game Studio. Nothing on at ZeniMax, Bethesda, Activision Blizzard are being shut down. Just The Initiative, which, as I went over before, if the reports are true, it does make some sense. Even though it sucks to see jobs go. These decisions, along with other changes across our teams, reflect a broader effort to adjust priorities and focus resources to set up our teams for greater success within a changing industry landscape. We did not make these choices lightly, as each project and team represents years of effort, imagination, and commitment. Our overall portfolio strategy is unchanged. Build games that excite our players, continue to grow our biggest franchise, and create new stories, worlds, and characters. We have more than 40 projects in active development, continued momentum on titles shipping this fall, and a strong slate headed into 2026. So yeah, Xbox still has over 40 games in development. Of course, mind you, 5 of those are probably the next 5 Call of Duty games, but yeah, no, that's another thing. Anyways, for those directly affected, we're working closely with HR and studio leadership to provide support, including severance, career transition, and where possible opportunities to explore roles on other teams. To everyone across studios, thank you, yada, yada, yeah. So that is from Matt Booty, Xbox Game Studio head. So that, I think, is going to do it. I'd say if you enjoyed this video, I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it. If you liked all the information we've got here, again, this is what's available as the time of this recording. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe as I try to report at least 2 videos on bigger gaming news, as well as doing random gaming let's plays. A little fun stuff here and there besides this depressing stuff. So yeah, hundreds definitely confirmed. Potentially 1 to 2 or more thousand have been laid off across Xbox. Again, quickly to summarize, about 200 employees have been laid off at Candy Crush developer King. ZeniMax marketing teams have been hit with layoffs. Everwild and Project Dark. Project Jesus Christ. Oh, wow, it's been a long day. Perfect Dark have been canceled. The Initiative is shutting down. Developer Turn 10, nearly 50% of their employees have been let go. ZeniMax Online Studios MMORPG with the codename Blackbird has been canceled. Call of Duty developer Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software have been hit with layoffs. High Moon Studios, support studio on Call of Duty Warzone and other projects, also hit with layoffs. Blizzard Entertainment is basically winding down development on Warcraft Rumble, and potentially up to 100 employees working on that game have been laid off. Others moving to other projects within Blizzard. Yeah, also, editorial team, quality assurance, customer service, and marketing have been let go at Blizzard, and I'm sure countless other studios. Yeah, there's that. Next thing's been canceled. South of Midnight developer Compulsion Games and Save Decay 3 developer Undead Labs have also been hit with at least some layoffs, even if it's a small amount. We don't know how many. Quality Insurance Team at Minecraft developer Mojang has also been hit with layoffs. And all games that were showcased at the Xbox Showcase in June are safe. At the moment, only Perfect Dark, Everwild, and the ZeniMax MMORPG, the only ones we know that have been confirmed to have been canceled. Along with unannounced games that we have not heard of before have also been canceled. So, yeah. On that note, that's going to do it here. Hope you enjoyed this video going over the Microsoft. Enjoyed it, but you know what I mean. Found this informative, going over these Microsoft and Xbox layoffs. As I said before, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time for some more gaming news, gaming sales, gaming industry information that becomes available. This is definitely gaming industry information that becomes available here, as well as other random gaming Let's Plays. Otherwise, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all around next time.